well. Or no, they didn't ban Irelia. So actually, Pepega is going to take the Irelia first. And I'm going to see if we get an answer out of the top laner from TBP, Cavelli, the rock star for um, Rockstar. Oh, looks like we're going to get a Garen pick, really. Garen Udyr. Wow, what is going on in this draft? I'm not really sure what is I don't know what to say about these picks. This is, you don't prepare for a Garen Udyr. Who played what? Okay. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. But,
We got a Vayne on the Pega squad.
and an Ivern. So Pepega Squad's looking like they're going to try and go back to maybe something that they won on in the round robin with their Vayne. Something that can maybe pressure out the bottom lane. And Vayne is very, very effective into the Garen and the Nautilus, actually. So that pickup is going to be very interesting for me. Obviously, a natural tank shredder as Vayne is. She's going to be able to deal with that Garen and that Udyr and the Nautilus pretty well. Aurelia is not going to go too well into that Garen. Mostly just going to try and wait him out and catch him off guard. We got a Zillion and a Syndra ban. Looks like a lot of bans going towards the mid lane. So, yeah.
Could be a very smart move though, considering the past couple of matches that it's really been that middle, like the middle lane or the bottom lane determination.
It's true. Gonna get a Lulu and a Silverban are gonna be the last two bans for either team. Looking more towards that ball lane, still throwing some bans towards TVP in that ADC position. Looks like gonna go for an Ashe. Ashe Nautilus is very, very powerful. A lot of slow, a lot of CC potential. Varus as well is very strong. Nautilus is just a really strong champion at the moment, so definitely anything that can go along with him is gonna do really well. So we got a Varus, so it looks like gonna be pretty. TVP is going to look more for protection of the Varus, make sure he stays alive. He can stay alive in a fight, and he can scale up. Can match a Vayne in 1v1s if he gets strong enough. And it looks like maybe a Galio support coming out from Pepega Squad. I haven't seen one of those yet, but it is very strong in the current meta. A lot of good lane pressure, has a lot of good 2v2 potential. Puts out a lot of damage as well as providing a lot of CC and protection for his ADC. Final pick is going to be a Malzahar. Really safe laner. Obviously, with him getting his spell shield a couple patches ago, helps him out a lot. Looks like CBP is going to pull up a Pepega. They're going to pull a Cassiopeia hover for their mid laner, their last choice. And they are going to lock that in. So we got a little more of a standard game for this one. We got Ivern in the jungle. We got Aurelia and Garen top lane. Obviously, that Udyr Garen is going to mean that Vayne is going to be able to shred that pretty quickly. I'm interested to see how Garen will do into Aurelia though, because I haven't really seen anything at a high level between a Garen and Aurelia, because Garen doesn't really have a lot of CC and he is very obvious with how he's going to use his abilities. So, Udyr, interesting pick in the jungle as well. Not really sure how that one's going to square up against the Ivern. Obviously, the Ivern has to allow him to have scuttles and stuff. It's going to be very tough for him to take unless he can steal it. Just because Udyr has a lot of lockdown potential, can chase you to Neverland and back before you can even run away from him. So, if Ivern misses that snare, it's kind of just tough luck for the Ivern. But you excited for the second game in the series?
I am actually, just to kind of see what Pegasus is gonna do. You know what I mean? It's the second game, 3-match semifinal. So it's kind of getting a little bit heated here. It's like, do they play it safe or do they, go all out and just kind of like try to be that?
It's a tough choice for sure, because you want to be aggressive because you want to match the confidence of the other team, but at the same time, if you lose, you're going to the third place match. You can't even make it to the grand final. So it's a difficult decision to make whether you want to be aggressive or whether you want to risk it for the biscuit. So definitely something to consider when you're thinking about how you're going to play your lanes, how you're going to play your jungler. The problem is the Udyr jungle will definitely destroy the matchup against an Ivern. He's going to put a lot of pressure on that jungle pathing, and it's going to mean that it's going to be very, very tough for the Ivern to be able to take, even any ganks without the fear of Udyr being somewhere nearby. No. But
So
interesting to see. I haven't really seen a Garen in a high-level game. Like, the problem with Garen is he's so predictable and where he's going and so obvious that a lot of times it's really easy to put pressure on him to gank him, to know where he's going. So, whereas on a champion like Aurelia, where she has, potentially unlimited dashes, she has enough mana, she has a W that you can charge up, she has an E that you can throw couple skill shots at. Like, she has so many avenues of attacking and defending and so many different little mechanics that you can use, that predicting how she's going to play and what she's going to do is a very tough thing to do as a top laner, or as a ganker, or as anyone at this point.
I'm a little curious to see how, the other team uses her instead of, vice versa. Considering she was
yeah, so how they're going to face up against someone that they just played the Aurelia, how they're going to deal with it, how they're going to say, you know what, okay, we did this really well. How are we going to try and defend? Because this is what she's going to try and do, try and get herself ahead. Right. So I think it's very important for them to realize that, Aurelia, obviously that game, you're going into a very aggressive top laner in Renekton. Obviously, you're going to win that. If you win that matchup, you're going to do really well. Garen is going to be relevant throughout the game. He has a silence. He has a true damage ultimate. He has a lot of different, and he's a tank. So
not a squishy player.
It's interesting to see how Aurelia will play into this, rather than, the Renekton, obviously, like, you're going to build a little bit of tank, but he's pretty squishy because he looks to be a bruiser to go in and make those plays himself.
Yeah.
Whereas you're looking at a Garen, where it's just going to be building full tank, is just going to walk, and he can circle silence you, so your dashes aren't going to end up being as effective as a Renekton would be. So we got Ignite on the both supports. We have TP on Malzahar, whereas we have an Ignite on Cassiopeia, and TP's in the top lane standard there. So definitely interesting to see. The summoner advantage is going to Cassiopeia in the mid lane, but as a Malzahar, you can play pretty safe into the Cassiopeia. You can hold that mid lane at a length, so you're not forcing yourself to go farm. You do have a lot of poke, and it's definitely going to be very tough for the Cassiopeia to run up on you, especially with that spell shield. So what's going to be interesting to me is seeing how the Udyr is going to try and gank this Malzahar, because if you can get that spell shield proc off of him, Udyr can kind of run up and just stun the Malzahar without any issues. But if you can play it right, you can use the Malzahar stun, use his ult, and you can get that off him. So I am very interested to see how this Garen works out for the top laner, because that is definitely something that I haven't seen. That will have to prove to be a good pick for anything else. So they're going to go thinking about a bot lane invade. So they're all going to wait in this bush. Oh, Galio's going to go for the 3-man taunt. Lands a big taunt. Stun up at the Aurelia. Flash by Nautilus is going to pick up that, and he's going to get ignited. And Vane's going to go for the flash. Does pick up first blood. Isn't going to get any more out of that, though. First blood by Pepega squad. And
so much for playing it safe, huh?
So, good idea by Pepega squad. They knew exactly where TVP was going to be. They knew that they were going to try and invade that red buff just because Ivern starts the blue. They prepared for it. They said Ivern top, show him, and then they put all the ADCs. They put the ADC in bot lane, able to pick up that first kill. Flash was blown by both Vayne and Nautilus, but Vayne did pick up the kill and the ignite from Galio. So definitely going to help her out in bot lane. Able to back, pick up a longsword, 2 pots. Means that she's going to be a lot further ahead in that lane than the Varus is. It means immediate pressure for this bot lane. So standard start for both junglers. Ivern's going to pick up blue buff. Udyr's going to pick up his red buff. Potentially looking for a gank in top lane. Is just going to go, most likely going to go down to that jungle. It looks like he's going to try and wait it out, see if Irelia will push up. She did have a ward in the tri-bush though, so she does know that Udyr is there waiting for her. And she waits for the Garen to clear and is going to back up and not do that. Cassio hits level 2, gives a little bit of poke to Malzahar, said, hey, how you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? Garen going to look for the Q on Irelia. Irelia's going to waste the stun. Actually misses the stun. Garen gets the Q on her, gets a little bit of damage. Not going to be too bad though. Looks like the Varus and the Nautilus are zoning this Vayne off of the farm, which is very interesting as there is a lot of CC potential out of the Galio that can match this CC from Nautilus. So, surprised they're giving up that much pressure this early, but it is what it is. Malzahar is going to stay from my turret. Udyr is going to walk mid and steal a little bit of XP from his mid laner, but that's okay because his mid laner is pretty far ahead. Garen's actually going in on this. He's winning these trades. Irelia at 4 farms, while the Garen is at 10. So definitely pick is looking pretty good so far. So they're going to meet in this jungle actually. Udyr level 2, Ivern level 3 is going to root him up. Udyr is just going to back off as he was trying to go for that steal on the red buff. Didn't quite get it. Ivern able to take that from the Udyr and force him back to his jungle. Udyr is going to be able to take Rift Scuttler here though. And as of the last patch, they actually spawned Rift Scuttlers about a minute later than normal, so it changed the jungle pathing a lot in terms of, you know, what you want to take when you want to take it. So definitely something to keep in the back of your mind as you're watching where these junglers path to. Garen actually forcing Irelia off the wave is huge because she's being forced to back actually right now. And this Garen pick is actually very intelligent from the TBP top laner.
I was actually expecting something a little bit heavier, so.
And Irelia gonna pop the spell shield, go for a little more damage. Nothing really doing there. TP from Irelia to get back to top lane, picks up level 4 with ease, and gonna look maybe just picks up longsword and bead, so not really a lot more kill pressure there. Garen still most likely gonna try and take over that lane as much as he can. Udyr not really doing a lot of ganking right now. He's trying to farm up, get his level 4 spike, then maybe look for a gank in mid lane, top lane, something along those lines. Bot lane, Varus is actually heavy pressuring this Vayne, but Vayne is staying even in farm. Mid lane not looking so well for Pepega as she is already 15 farm ahead and looks to widen that gap even more as she's constantly going to poke out this Malzahar's spell shield and is going to heal up pretty well from the Q that she throws out. So Garen coming back to the top, looking like he's at full health. Staying up in that top lane, has not back for an item yet. Galio's going to walk up, doesn't hit the taunt on Vayne or Nautilus. Didn't want to actually take that fight. Just wanted to give him a little scare. Maybe force out a summoner. Didn't quite make it work. So looks like bot lane is going to be Vayne actually pushing up here. Our Infernal Drake again is the first dragon in this game, so it's going to be very important to see how much priority TVP puts on that Drake just because it's so big for them. And their jungler has a huge advantage because he's going up against Ivern, whereas the Ivern's going to have a really tough time trying to fight that Udyr if Udyr's going to try and get that dragon.
Fair enough.
Gallia goes, checks Dragon Pit, doesn't see anything. No wards put down. Ward is put down in the Pixel Brush in the bot river though. He's spotted out by the Udyr. Udyr will clear it. So they know he's down in that bot river. They're just not really sure where he's gonna be and
What he's gonna do.
yeah. So he might go for this dragon. He might wait it out. Looks like he is gonna try and proc it, bring it out. Ivern knows something fishy is up though. Looks like he might be going to go check it out. Gallia's gonna take Gallia with him. Udyr is just gonna say, alright. Oh, looks like he's gonna turn on the Nautilus actually. Taunt landed. Ivern's gonna land the root as well. Udyr's gonna come down, join the fight. Barrett's gonna land his CC. Galio is ignited, he's gonna flash, but first kill by TVP picked up by Varus. Ignite burned by Nautilus, but Varus is able to finish off the kill after Pepega went to go stop that dragon take. So looks like, unfortunately, they are going to have to give up this dragon in the end of it because Pepega did lose their support, and TBP turns early game loss into and an ult by the Garen takes out the Irelia. That is not looking good for Pepega. So definitely a really good answer that Irelia was the Garen. Not something you'd expect, but is a good counter to her in lane. So definitely looking to leverage that into more of a lead, as he will get shredded by the Vayne once lanes open up and it is more of a 5v5. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait a while for that. So it means that the Pepega squad will have the advantage for quite a while. Now, steal on the red buff from the Ivern is the cost of taking that Infernal Drag, but it does mean that Varus is going to be a little bit further ahead than the Vayne will be. Obviously, as you can see, still about 10 farm or 15 farm difference throughout the game. 15 farm in jungle, about 10 farm in mid lane. Pretty even in the bot lane. Both ADCs 1-0. So that is going about as evenly as you can get. Looks like Irelia might be caught out here. The Garen going down on her. She went to go pick up that red buff. And Udyr's going to be there too. Udyr's not going to chase though. Garen not going to go for the Q proc. So
I feel like chasing up to a certain point is just kind of like not worth it.
yeah. Well, if you start going, because it's so early, if you start going into the Ivern's jungle, you still have the Malzahar with the R who can hold you in place and keep that jungle, keep you there in your jungle until the Ivern can come. So it's definitely a big reason why Garen didn't want to chase that. He could have chased down a potential kill, but there was too much pressure in the mid lane for him to actually follow through with that.
Fair enough, yeah.
I actually have a push going now in the ball lane for the Vayne. Oh, Cassier's going to go for the ult on them. Aurelia's going to go for the ult on his turret. Looks like she's going to try and survive, but Garen picks up the kill. Does not die from the turret, but 100 HP. So another good dive by the side of Udyr, and TBP means that a second kill is going to go over to the Garen over the Irelia. And that's not really working out as well for Pepega as it did for TBP. So they're going to take a couple plates here as well. Malzahar is staying mid lane. Ivern. Malzahar is going to ult. Ivern's going to go for the root. And she's going to go for the ult. Does not work out. And there's going to be a kill over to Pepega squad in retaliation for the top lane kill. So they're going to try and take some plates in mid here. Obviously not going to be as much damage as here. Oh, taunt by Galio. Not going to go for much. Nautilus is going to land stun. Ult by Varus. And ult by Nautilus means that Galio's going to ult. Not going to be able to escape onto his Vayne, and another kill over to TBP. So a lot of ults used there. Unfortunately, Galio got the short end of the stick, was the last one to use it, was not able to leave in time. Both the Varus ult and the Nautilus ult were onto him, and they were able to burst him down before he could even escape. Slow from the Cutlass, also used by Varus, meant that as much as he would like to leave, was not allowed. Very interesting. This Irelia pick from Pepega squad today, so confidently locked in. It's not working out too well for them in the top lane.
I'm a little curious to see if, a certain player was like, I'll just hit him with what they hit me with.
Yeah, I think you could say that. I think it's just like, we can't let them have this again, so we have to pick it first. As blue side, you do get first pick, so you can say, I'm going to ban a certain amount. I'm going to ban this, this, and this, and then we get first pick, so we can pick this from them. Obviously, TBG was like, okay, we know you're going to do that. We have a counter pick for it. Garen going to hit the QE. Looking for the ult. Is going to go for it. Doesn't quite get it, but the auto attack does finish Irelia off. Garen 3-0. Another solo kill picked up in the top lane there. And Havel is just running all over Gabriel these past two games. Just Garen on the Irelia this game, Irelia on the Renekton last game. It's just not a fun time. Malzahar going for the clear on the red buff. Actually going to take a lot of damage from Cassiopeia. Cassiopea's going to look for the finish. Not going to hit the Q slow on him. Not able to finish, but Aurelia's going to go for the ult on the top lane. Garen. Aurelia is going to pick up the kill on Udyr though. Ivern came in for support. She did hit the stun, and she picks up a kill of her own. 1-3-1 now. Gives her a little bit more of an advantage in top lane. Dragon is up in about 10 seconds, so obviously the jungler down on the side of TBP. They're going to try and take advantage of maybe get some warding in there, get some positioning. But it looks like the Nautilus is just going to clear it out, and they're just going to leave this bot lane Dragon alone. Going to try and farm up some lanes. Aurelia looking for possibly a gank mid lane, but it's spotted out on a ward by TBP, and means that so she'll back on that pink. Everyone knows that she backed, but quicker than anything else she could have done. Udyr looking for possibly another dragon take here. And at this point, you know, as an Ivern, you kind of just gotta give it up. As you know, bot lane doesn't have pressure, your mid lane doesn't have pressure, so Udyr actually going to try and pull it out, so he doesn't. There's no risk of him bopping over the wall and getting to it. It's like they're just going to let this dragon go. Obviously, Garen with a lot of pressure. Look at Garen possibly tower dive. No, he's going to back off. Not going to go for it. So Triforce picked up by Garen. Huge item spike for him. Big Q by him, silence, and I really not going to hit the stun. Just giving him a little bit of poke, a lot of bit of poke actually. Rift Herald dropped in bot lane from Udyr. They're going to try and push this turret, get some plates. Ivern is here to counter though, and they won't get the tower. They'll get about half of one plate health left on that bot turret before it falls.
About 14 minutes into
Big flash by Garen on the Malzahar. Malzahar spell shield comes up, blocks the Q, and he's able to leave. You think TBP is going to win this one out, or you think Pepega is going to come back?
Honestly?
Oh, 1 second. We got taunt by Galio on the field, and we got some more action going on. TP's all over the map. Ivern looking to try and escape. Going to be down to about 50 HP. He's going to survive with the shield, but they're all going to all in on the Malzahar. Garen's going to pick up the Rampage, pick up another kill on the side. And Cassio's going to look for an ult. I really going to ult on the Udyr. He's going to pick up the kill on the backside. 2 for 2. And flash by Vayne into the E on that. Cassio doesn't want to go in on that though. Garen spinning in a circle. I really going to flash for the Q on the Nautilus. Is going to get the kill. Garen's going to ult onto that. Vayne's still alive. Galio's going to go for the kill on the Garen. And Vayne's going to try and stay alive. Doesn't manage to stay alive. Cassio is able to take her down. Galio living with a sliver of HP. 4 for 3 for TBP, and that was a little bit crazy.
That was insane. But no, like I was saying before, it's almost too difficult to tell. I mean, currently with what's happening on screen right now, like there's 2 towers down in favor of, you know, BP or
TBP?
TBP, sorry.
Team
So
bench play.
It's a little bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
obviously.
lie. But
it's like you want to say TBD, but you say TBP.
yeah, honestly. But no, it's even with, you know, Pepega squad being down, you know, 2 towers, it's still kind of up in the air for me.
Well, the Vayne is 3-1-0, which is good. Obviously, like the Varus only 2-1-0, so Vayne does have a small advantage in the bot lane, even though they are down 3 kills. The problem is the global goal, they are down about 4K because of that top lane. Garen being 501. Any champion 501 is scary, but Garen especially being 501 at 15 minutes is scary just because he is building a full AD. Rather than tank, he's going Triforce. He's most likely going to go for maybe a Jarum's Fist or a Black Cleaver, give him some more damage, some more speed. So Garen is just kind of scary because he can be lurking anywhere. Obviously, the true damage ult is going to be even scarier. Going on Nautilus. Nautilus stepping up a little bit too far. Varus and ult going to pull into safety. Able to get away. Garen just going to Q run away. And TBP kind of pushing up side lanes. Garen maybe looking to get dove. Not quite. See, even as 3 of them are looking at the Garen, 3 of them still are like, no, we can't take it down. Ooh, nice root into the stun on Nautilus. Nautilus gonna ult the Aurelia. Aurelia's gonna pick up the kill on him though. He's going on the Cassiopeia. He's going to pick up the kill on Cassiopeia too. Malzahar is going to ult this Cassio. Cassio's going to ult back the Ivern. Varus is looking to stay alive. Galio maybe looking for a Q on this. And auto
Cassiopeia
attack.
getting out of there with like an inch of her life.
Cassiopeia able to escape. Unfortunately, Varus was not. Vayne going to pop the ult. Going to go for the Bork on Garen. Doesn't quite make it happen. Garen is able to escape with his life, but 2 for 2 again. Or sorry, two for 1 for the side of Pepega. So that actually was a better fight for them than it was for TBP. Cassiopeia almost gave her life and made it a 3 for 1. But really well played on the side of Pepega. Nice ult there by the Malzahar, keeping Cassiopeia out of the fight long enough to take out that Varus. Ooh, looks like Udyr's going to hide in the bush here. Try and go in on the Ivern. Galio's going to ult the Ivern. Not going to be there in time. Cassio's going to be able to help. Udyr's going to go in all in on this top laner. Top laner is going to get shredded. Irelia going to die. And flash with a stun on the Galio. Cassio's going to shred him down too.
Triple kill. Oh my
Malzahar's
god.
going to ult him. Not going to let him get out. Vayne's going to try and go for proc. Does hit the third proc. Is able to take down that Udyr. But triple kill picked up by Winewin. Anyway, 3 kills picked up by the jungler on that one. Really well played by him. And obviously, as I said, you have an Udyr hop on you, you just kind of can't get him off. So, oh, nice hook by the nice anchor. And a beautiful ult by Varus, meaning that Malzahar takes the big L. Vayne, the only one left trying to protect this. Better watch. Nautilus trying to hover on the side. Ivern here as well. They are going to take that mid turrets with no contest. Looks like they're going to go right to the dragon. Pepega squad does have a war. They are aware that they are going to. I don't know if they want to contest that, though. I think they're just going to let them take it, unfortunately. So, oh, looks like they're going to actually go towards it. Oh, they know they're on it.
Coming up on the other side of the wall
Ivern,
here.
looks like they're not going to go for a steal. Just going to let them take it. And TBP taking a big chunk out of Pepega squad. They had some momentum going for them, but unfortunately, 4 for 3 meant that TBP was able to push mid, take another 2 turrets, and take the dragon as well. And this Garen pick is really working out for TBP a lot better than I thought it would. So definitely a terror to deal with. But fortunately for them, they do have a Vayne. So the Vayne will be able to deal with that Garen when it comes later and later into the game. The problem is they also have a scaling Cassiopeia and a scaling Varus, who will deal a lot of damage and will also offer a lot of CC to the majority of the members of a Pepega squad. Irelia is going to have a tough time diving as well, just because there's a lot of CC on the side of TBP. Whereas you look on the side of Pepega, they have a few stuns, good ult out of Malzahar, but other than that, they don't have as much CC as TBP does. So a lot more threatening from their team. So Baron is going to be up in 10 seconds. Next objective, most likely going to be looked at by TBP. Might get a few hustles around Baron, try and get some vision down, make sure they can't take it immediately.
All right, folks, we're about 20 minutes into our second game here at the semifinals. Looking at about 14-9 for TBP against Pepega.
Oh, by Malzahar, and looks like a flash taunt, gonna knock him off the meter, and Udyr's gonna try and get it. Ares not gonna kill him. Oh, Malzahar does the Scorch, and Malzahar picks up 2 with the Scorch, actually. Vayne flashed over the wall for the Cassio. Cassio gonna get out. Oh, she's not. Picks up the shield from the Archangel, and she's last auto attack is able to hit. So really well played there by Vayne. Cassio using all of her abilities to try and get out of that. Unfortunately, did not pop the ignite. Just the shields wasn't enough, which means Pepega Spawn's actually gonna be able to pick up this Baron. Just the Varus left, and Aurelia's gonna go the stun. Misses the stun on the Varus. Misses the ult completely, and Varus is gonna flash out, but. Looks like we got one. We have just the Garen contesting the Baron. He's going to be able to get in that pit. And looks like smited by Pepega Squad. Pepega Squad actually able. Really good fight by them. They're able to catch out the jungler from TBP. And then they're able to catch out the bottom laner, the support. And then they're able to catch the mid laner before she left. All barely getting them. But that Scorch from Malzahar is literally making a huge difference along with the Aerie, and is the reason why they burn to nothing. As you go, Scorch is a rune that does damage over time, like a little bit of damage over time. So both the Nautilus and the Udyr were both running away, weren't able to shield, weren't able to heal at all, and the Scorch from the abilities from Malzahar were able to actually take them out. So we got a lot more even game. We got a game that turned from a 8K deficit into now just a 4K deficit. Obviously, TVP still have Dragon advantage, and they still have a lot of work to do for Pepega Squad if they're going to try and get back in this game. Flash, ult, Q, and dead Irelia. That is a terrifying Garen to deal with. So despite having a Baron, still looks like Pepega Squad is really going to struggle to make progress. Nautilus going to get caught up by the ult. Varus ult's going to go back to disengage. Daisy not going to be able to do much into that. Nautilus is able to escape. Ult by Cassiopeia to try and get Daisy off of his support. Not a very long cooldown at this range. She is maxing cooldown. So looks like they're just going to back, try and reset. We're able to get a turret and bot and almost get the turret on top. So definitely going to be looking to try and finish off this game as soon as possible, just because that Vayne will scale. Ivern not going to hit the stun. Udyr is going to run for his life so he can get out, and he's going to flash the Mastery as he leaves. Looks like he's going to try and go for this Dragon. So it looks like TDP is okay with just letting the Garen split push. Obviously, as you can see, the Irelia doesn't really have a chance to actually fight him. Usually he will win that fight, no problem. So, Vayne not going to get caught out in mid lane here. Ooh, ult by Malzahar again on the Udyr. He's going to get stunned up. Vayne going to pick up the kill on the Udyr. Bork and Flash. Silenced for a while. Is going to be able to get out, though. Irelia is going to take the chase. Nautilus is going to try and get out. Good route by the Ivern. Big ult onto the Vayne on the Varus, and Galio ult onto that. Varus is able to turn around. Ivern going to pick up a kill as well. Vayne is going to pick up a kill on Nautilus. Cassio is going to be able to survive, but Garen is split pushing top. No one can really stop that right now. They're all just focused on the mid lane. Malzahar going to come back, try and force this Garen out. Garen's just saying, no way, I'm going to walk in on you. So it looks like he's going to try and take that inhibitor. They pushed mid out, got one turret, but they're answered with an inhibitor on the top side. They are going to pick up an Infernal, which is very important, as they already have an Infernal on the side of TPP. The Pepega Squad will pick up that other Infernal. Does give them a little bit of AP and AD. Yeah, this game is really getting interesting.
It is indeed. What I find to be, I guess, the most interesting out of all this is what goes on the sides. So not even really what's happening in game. It's more like how you level up your characters and how to make those strategic decisions in order to, you know, become the better player.
Well, a lot of it's a lot of grind. Obviously, you need to get better masters. You have to play the champion a lot, get a lot of good games on them. But for example, this Garen, like it's not a standard pick that you'd always use, but it's always good to have it in your back pocket for situations like this, because as a coach or as a assistant coach or like anyone, even a player, when you're analyzing the people you're playing against, or you're analyzing games, and like you can say all you want, you can plan all you want, you can do whatever, but seeing a Garen and an Udyr in a competitive game that you're playing is not something you can really plan for. It's almost, oh, I've really caught out with Nautilus. Udyr's going to try and go in on them. I really going to land the stun though. Big redemption. Varus all on the back. I really going to try and hit two Nautilus. Udyr, Nautilus, Udyr are both going to get out. Vayne doing limited on his backside. Varus going to stopwatch. Doesn't mean he's going to die to the Vayne. Oh, nice flash by the Galio. Guy's going to force the flash of Cassiopeia too. Cassiopeia going to stay alive. This is going to be Vayne going to try and take down this Garen. Is able to take a shot down the Garen. Is going to take the Blast Cone. Q and the chase out. This Cassio is going to pick up a double kill. That is huge for Pepega Squad. And 10-1-1 Vayne is scary. Especially as a team with a Garen and an Udyr. You and a Nautilus, you do not want to be facing a 10-1 Vayne, because that will shred your HP like there is no tomorrow. So,
Preach it, boy.
you, as an Udyr and a Garen in this fight, yes, I understand why you want to try and take out the Ivern, but the priority is taking out that Vayne, because if the Vayne survives using the Galio taunt and the Ivern shield, Vayne will just take the whole game and just win it for her team. So the big question is, how do TVP come back to where they were? Because at this point, it's a 1k gold deficit. It doesn't really mean that much. Vayne will have hit 3 items when she backs, and there we go. We see the PD, and we see Quicksilver Sash possibly coming in a second for, it's actually a BF sword, so she's going a little more aggressive. But we do see 2 items on the Varus, so that's really good for them. That means they do have, you know, a hyper carry of their own, not quite on the same level as Vayne, obviously. So they're just going to try and take Baron here, and they're just going to shred it down. Wow, Pepega squad didn't even contest that. They were not ready for the amount of shred that PvP is. And now this is probably going to be the game-deciding team fight here. Very fed Vayne. If you can keep that Vayne alive, you can probably win this fight. But if the Vayne goes down, it's going to be really hard for that Aurelia and that Malzahar to try and deal nearly as much damage as the Vayne is. So,
I'm really excited to see how they push in. You know what I mean?
yeah, they already have the inhibitor down top lane, so they're just going to try and let that push out. They're going to let this Baron and Powered Minion hit as much as they can. But they are going to have to watch out for that top lane, because the super minions are going to start pouring in from there, and they're going to have to pick a fight sooner rather than later. The Udyr is going to push out bot lane. So with Udyr running down the bot lane, inhibitor taking top lane, and super minions running it down there, they're going to have to pick a fight with this mid without the Udyr there, or go pick off the Udyr. Otherwise, they're just going to lose at least a turret or 2, and possibly lose the inhibitor. And Udyr just shredding this bot turret. Looks like they're going to respond by trying to take this Udyr. Udyr is going to flash out, able to make it to safety, able to take bot turret. He's going to turn around, try and take that inhibitor again. Pepega squad has to go fight. Looks like Malzar's going to go in on tanky number. Nautilus trying to walk in. Shut down on Varus. Shut down on Varus. Vayne going to pick up another kill. Vayne in the backline trying to stay away from this Garen. Is able to stay alive. Varus going to pick up a triple kill though. Vayne going to pick up a double kill. Going to look for the flash in on the Varus. Is able to pick up, quadra kill. Pentakill. Pentakill for Varus. Wins them the game. Holy smokes. I don't know how he stayed alive in that game, but that is going to be it. Udyr wasn't even there in a 4v5. The Varus gives them a pentakill, and that is going to be a 2-0 for TVP. A huge team fight. Huge team fight for Varus. Ends up winning them the game. And I said, you know, he's coming online. He has hit 2.5 items. He is in a state where he can take a fight and win it himself. He's able to pick up the triple, wins the 1v1 against Vayne, is able to pick up the last player on the side of Pepega. And as much as that Vayne would have liked to stay alive, the Garen and the Nautilus hopped onto her, forced her out of the fight. Varus able to clean up the rest of the members of Pepega, and then Vayne is just not able to do enough damage to finish off 2 more people. So very, very well played by TVP. They played to their advantages. They protected their ADC and are able to take this game, this series, in 2 games.
It's a very good semifinals.
That was crazy.
Honestly.
That was great. That was a crazy.
I didn't expect that at the very end.
Well, it wasn't even one. It was just automatically a triple. So a lot of the CC was all in a circle area, which is especially good for Varus, because when you get those marks on people, all your abilities are going to proc. You're going to get extra lethality damage. You're going to be able to kill people a lot faster. So being able to stay in that one area and having, you know, Udyr splitting off to the side, forcing one person out there, and then everyone else is going to be all grouped up in the middle, meant that he could just go ham from a safe distance with a support kind of, you know, messing with the Vayne. He didn't have any immediate threats on him. So very, very it's insane game. That
unfortunately,
pentakill was crazy.
For Pepega, they will not be advancing.
I'll go to the 3rd place match. They played a really good game. The Vayne was very close, very fed. Unfortunately, they were not able to win that final team fight with that Baron, and it just meant they came close. But it was a very good comeback too, because they were behind, especially with that Garen and top lane being 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, and then the Vayne able to come back, win a few fights, win the Baron, and just meant that it was close, but no cigar. So.
Well, folks, Feel free to join us for our grand final match.
We have third place match between Pepega and Undecided, and then we have the grand finals between TBD or TBP and another team after. So stay tuned. We'll be back.